Had a friend who was surprised by a forced circumcision. For context, me and my friend grew up in Europe, so the practice isn't normal here. We're both Filipino males. When he was around about 11 to 12 years old, his parents took him to what he thought was a vacation to the Philippines and to visit family. But one day he was led to a hospital to have the operation performed on him without anyone telling him about it, so it shocked him. He spent most of his holiday recovering from the procedure. For additional information, I am not circumcised because my parents didn't think it was necessary. But I do kind of feel sorry for my friend. I know it's culture and all that, but still, it was quite jarring for him. My question is, does anyone else have similar stories? Because I know Filipinos are a global community and love to follow their culture. In Philippines itself, it's something like a rite of passage for adolescent boys, so we're societally pressured to do it. Almost every teen would stigmatize supa kids once they knew who from their peers are uncut. I'm not sure with how it is right now with today's kids, but really, the pressure was more peer pressure than any active role of any religion. In adulthood, I don't think it matters anymore in any mature circles. By the way, I hope this isn't too much information, but the cut we commonly do here is dorsal slit. This is more of like a penis origami than a cut, as the foreskin isn't really removed from the dick. We call the other one colloquially as German cut, where the foreskin is totally removed. I'm not sure if it's a bright idea to ask your friend what was done to him, but based on anecdotes, the dorsal slit feels better than having German cut. Still sorry for him for being forced to do it though.
No wonder my croc looks like that. It's less cutting and more of pulling back the skin.
And it's why philo males have this reputation of having weird-looking dicks.
Napapaayos ba yung tuli? Sakin fauta may parang dila. Yung nagtuli sakin newbie. Last na kasi ako nun pinagpraktisan nanginginig pa. Grabe iyak ko kasi sobrang tagal parang nawalan na bisa yung anesthesia. Pagtapos palakpakan sila lahat. Gagi na iyak ako tas bigla pumalakpak, napamura tuloy ako.
Natawa ko sa palakpakan after. But yes, napapaayos pa po yan.
This happened to me in the just before 7th grade while studying in Canada. I was brought to the Philippines and was on vacation. I was brought to a hospital and snipped. I still remember it to this day, as I swear to God the local anesthetic did not work and I felt every bit of it. Lokia probably did need one, as I remember my foreskin being really tight and hard to pull back prior to the operation. Got a dorsal split and recovery was a pain in the ass. Couldn't wear boxers or briefs as the newly exposed head kept brushing up against surfaces and was super sensitive. Constantly had a half wood. Spent a few weeks wearing a duster. Best relief ended up going to a resort, jumping in a pool or hot tub.
There was a famous American celebrity heartthrob that wasn't circumcised and sex for him was very painful. He would often bleed but feared to get circumcised as an adult. They were too poor to have it done on him as an infant. The parents should communicate the procedure to their kid. At least he is aware of what's coming. I feel like some parents don't bother for a few reasons. They're the parent, so sila masusunod if they tell their son ahead, alma lang yung bata, making it more difficult for them to have him go through the procedure. Both are still wrong though. No child has to go through that, especially if they don't want to.
Mother knows best.
Aren't we all forced? Mapa peer pressure from society or mismong fam member ang may gusto. I was 8 nung I was forced and threatened to be beaten up if I don't get it, so I did it and it was actually painless. All the other kids were crying though. If I was given a chance to say no the procedure, I'd say no because I don't even think there's a good thing about it and I hate the feeling of my exposed head when in a hot spring. NSFW, I remember reading a post about a guy's uncircumcised penis. He said that he was masturbating pretty hard when he was young, which is normal, but around the time which he discovered that he could unravel his foreskin, it blew his mind that it was possible. But at this point, he was already nearing around his 20s or early 20s. When he saw his unraveling foreskin, he was bewildered why there was such a large amount of white dried substance. He tried to remove it, which hurt so bad. Turns out it was his accumulated life worth jizz that dried off. He pushed through to remove it and cleaned. Thankfully nothing serious happened except for the embarrassment, but very much thankful tale of his that he shared for basic knowledge of what happens if you don't.
Poor kid, I was bribed for a 500 peso reward if I got my dong circumcised, so I did lol.
Ikaw, tuli ka na ba? O hindi ka papayag magpatuli? Like, follow and subscribe para sa mga susunod pang videos. Ingat!